Lawyers representing Adidjah Palmer filed an appeal against his conviction in the Home Circuit Court, and this evening we have details on the appeal.
Bless up, peeps. DC Steven at the building. Don't know the thing, guard. Big up to all them fans and subscribers, them all who always are watching and tuning in. Bless up on yourself. So may I say so. As the title reads, Vybz Kartel appeal, his appeal date and the information where they bring in, because they bring in some information which that is like the hearing on what the trial is all about and why they had erred in the previous trial. So they bring that in, the lawyers and bring that in, fame and thing. And it's stated that the judge that had the trial in 2014 that sentenced them, it showed that he erred in so many different ways, even with the cell phone evidence that was taken into consideration. Should have not been, because that same cell phone data or cell phone was being used, it was tampered with, so it should not have been taken into consideration in no form or way. You see me, I say. Also with the fact that the video evidence that they had against him, there was no evidence. That was just some people in a room where you can't see them face, them a walk around our room, and they did not do anything. They did not harm anyone. You understand what I say, people? So it stated there's a lot of things went wrong in this case, even with the jurors them. The jurors them in the case, as you know, some of them were neighbors, some of them were even soldiers. One of them I think was soldiers, and one of them was the wife of a policeman and working in that same courthouse. You see me, I say, at that particular time. So there's a lot of factors where it strongly stated some kind of, you know what I mean, fabricated thing. You see what I say? So I want to pose this question to you. If you don't have a phone or a piece of evidence, you are the judge, right? You are the judge for the trial. If you had a piece of evidence where that is the defining evidence you're going to use to convict a person, and you know that this cell phone, this piece of evidence was being used, it's supposed to be in a lockup now. It's not common protocol or common practice. It is not protocol, none at all, in no part of the world, to take a piece of evidence and I use it over and over and like a your phone. How would you react? How would you sentence that person? Would you even sentence that person? Think about it now. That same information the way you use it to lock up a person. Remember now, there's nobody. The cell data information from Digicel and other flow network at that particular time stated that the cell location data did not show him at that part. Even the DNA sample and evidence that they took was mismatched. There was no DNA sample stated that Vybz Kartel, Sean Stamp, Kyra Jones and Andre St. John was on that scene at that particular time. So how you gonna lock up someone and sentence them to jail? More subscriber them for actually put some comments in the comment section below and let me know how you feel about the whole thing. Tell me what you think about it. If you're not a judge, what would I do? Remember now, the basis I'm locked up is the cell phone data, the cell information that was tampered with, because that are the only, basically only form of evidence they had. They had no other evidence, so you can lock up someone and give them so long. And that's why the judge that granted the appeal in the last year stated that there was no other way you can get, remember before me saying about that, there's no other way you can get your appeal unless something did mishap, there's some mishap in a trial. And the judge that overseeing him getting granted for that appeal last year stated that there was many errors during the trial, many errors. You see me I say? So it obviously it was a set up thing. Anybody else say otherwise, that's a phone theory. I'm not bashing if you want to believe, because every person have their own belief and their own theory. But I'm telling you right now, say July, World Boss free, must get free. You see me I say, and me I say that right now, and me I be hopeful and thing, but to how it look right now with that piece of information I'm gonna play at the end of this video, only I gonna see it for myself, say the chances of him being free is high. It's not like an if but it's like more like, yeah, when it gonna happen? I like, yes, he's gonna get free, but when? You see me I say, so I want to check out that video there at the end of this, and we'll come back and talk. You see me I say.
Palmer, more popularly known as Vybz Kartel, Sean Campbell, Kahira Jones and Andre John all want their conviction quashed. We have the details in this report. The men are claiming an unfair trial, misidentity by witness, lack of evidence, and miscarriage of justice. In the court documents, there were 12 grounds for the appeal. For example, the integrity of the cell phone evidence is being questioned. Attorneys representing the convicted men argue that the trial judge erred in admitting cell phone evidence because it was contaminated. The document pointed to the fact that the cell phones were not held in secure locations and that they were used while in police custody. The court document highlighted that, quote, the trial judge failed in his summation to adequately deal with the issue of cell phones being compromised and the relating data which were admitted as exhibits. His failure to do so was a misdirection which denied the appellants a fair and balanced consideration of the case against them, unquote. The defense attorneys are also taking issue with the video evidence used in the trial, stating that it was highly prejudicial and of little, if any, probative value. This invited the judiciary to speculate about the contents of the video. They submit that the evidence admitted show men moving up and down in a room, seeming to discuss or plan to harm someone. There were no faces, no distinct features except a tattoo on the arm of one of the men. The trial judge is also being taken to task for his summation, where he's said to have made unjustified, unreasonable, improper and prejudicial comments pertaining to different aspects of the evidence. The court document stated that the judge erred when he had hearings into critical aspects of the trial and the jury in the absence of the accused. Adidjah Palmer was sentenced to life in prison for the murder of Clive Lizard Williams. He's to serve 35 years before being eligible for parole. Sean Campbell, Kahira Jones and Andre St. John also received life sentences, each being eligible for parole after serving 25 years. In the appeal, it is being argued that the sentences were excessive. Also, that the trial judge failed to take into account several factors and has not provided himself with sufficient information to make a decision which fits the offender as well as the crime. The men were sentenced in April 2014.
Alright, so I'm going to forget an overview and insight of what the news had to say about the whole thing. And I'm sure you say, as I said, the judge erred in so many ways. And even in a summation of the trial, you know, he did not give a full, overview of why they convicted them, get convicted. You see me I say? It was like, you know what I mean, convict and get him convicted and like that. It's just like 1-2 and that's it. That's not right. See me I say, yeah, I deal with somebody's life at the end of the day, and we know a lot of people are gonna say, yeah, but you know, somebody life get taken and all of that. Remember I say at the end of the day, it could be that same person there who wanna think they put them on a different island, because there's nobody. You understand? That person could put on a different place or somewhere else and they set him up and all that. But now I say that happen to people, so don't get me wrong. What I say is this trial is completely upside down. It shouldn't even be a trial. You can't have a trial without evidence. Which evidence you put on it? Which evidence? The cell phone data, the cell phone information where they say can't state it because the cell phone data was tampered with. Or if you put that in the trial. Or if you have meetings with critical parts of the trial where you have the jury and the judge talk without the person in that trial, without Vybz Kartel in that trial and lie them on certain things where it shouldn't occur happened. It was just like some unorthodox type of movement, you see me I say? And even after the whole trial, there was talks that the juror them even was going to have a party. I don't know how true this was, but you can see that there was some kind of, you know, vendetta behind this whole thing. Even before Vybz Kartel get locked up, he came on so much interviews talking about the fact that if you don't hear some mom to him or lock up or what, you might hear saying lock up. And that interview is on YouTube, and you can go and check it out. I talk about it in one of the review them from before. But there was an interview with Vybz Kartel talking about this before he get locked up, and look what happened, he get locked up. You see me I say? So it was not a surprise to me when he get locked up. A lot of people, it was a surprise to a lot of persons, because they must say that and this about him, and they must sing with a bad man song and gunman song and all that things. Vybz Kartel sing a lot of positive songs too. look on the life we live in. Look on them song, the people, not forget them song. Everything with Vybz Kartel do, every song, would that be a bad man song, a comedy song, a cultural song, you know, a reality song, a girl tune, he put in heart in it, so you feel the emotion, you know if you vividly put something in your mind, so you picture or you see a movie in your head. It's like you watch a show and you watch one of the song them, or you listen to one of the song them. You see me? So, and I see him case where this is because them look upon him and say, I him sing that song about chop that, chop up that and do that now. Yeah man, a real thing, a them thing they do in a real life. So when you never think say I see a person who sing say, look on the life we live in, our mama song them, or same person who sing song and I give a joke for laugh after and all them thing there. When you never think of the same person, you just look on the bad side of things and I take that for judge the person, because basically that's what happened. That's what the news just stated. If you don't realize and read through all the information and listen to what the news had to say about this whole thing, about the whole appeal and the reason for the appeal, when you realize that a lot of what happened was they judged him off and not Adidjah Palmer, the father, the son. You know, the man where take care of his family and things, then judge him off for the character and playing a dance song. So you tell him say Elephant Man is a real elephant, and that's what I say no. When I tell him say Bounty Killer is really a killer. Think about it. Vybz Kartel is an artist and he portray a character. So you look for me and I tell me say same governor for California, what was governor for California, Arnold Schwarzenegger, that he was really a Terminator and go around and shoot people. We not take things out of context, people, and that's why I say at the end of the day, so I know so this trial was really prejudiced. You see me I say against Vybz Kartel, and at the end of the day, the world boss will get free. Remember I'm telling you, you see me I say free world boss. And remember to like, share, and subscribe. This is me ending my conversation on the whole thing. As I say, I want to leave comments in the comment section below. Because I want to hear on the thing. A lot of times when I think I don't read the comments, but I read the comments them. So I say, anyways, remember to like, share, and subscribe. DCS TV, I'm out.